Chapter 6605. When Charlie heard that several major mafia organizations had already taken action, he immediately realized that the problem was more serious than he thought. At present, the only thing he could control was the IGA Ninja. But there were only a few hundred IGA ninjas, and they were not even enough to fill the gaps in their teeth when facing tens of thousands of gangsters. Moreover, the more crowded the situation, the more he had to hide his strength. If hundreds or thousands of people came to kill him, he would take out the Thunder Order, and a thunderbolt would definitely scare the other party away. But before tomorrow, he would definitely be completely famous all over the country. The cost of this kind of thing was too high. Not to mention that the person to be protected was Tawana, which was even more not worth it. So, he analyzed the current situation and said to Mitsui Yoshitoka, "Mr. Mitsui, please let all the security personnel of the Mitsui family rush here as quickly as possible. Don't think about taking Tawana to your house. Just protect her safety here." "Here?" Mitsui Yoshitoka shook his head and said, "How can this place be right? There is not even a real safety door. The family manor has underground fortifications that can withstand nuclear attacks. As long as Miss Sweet gets there, her safety can be absolutely guaranteed." Charlie said coldly, "Maybe tens of thousands of people are rushing here. How can you take Tawana out? By helicopter? Maybe there are many sniper rifles pointing their muzzles at various parts of the dome. Can your helicopter ensure that it is foolproof?" Mitsui Yoshitoka said, "Then we can't guard in a place like this, right? What if they rush in at once? What should we do?" Charlie said, "There are only two entrances and exits in the backstage. It is very simple to block them. Your people can start to deploy defenses as soon as they come. We will make the defense into 3 layers. The outermost layer is your people. The middle layer is my people. And I will be responsible for the last layer myself. At the same time, I will ensure that there are no traitors in the middle layer. And you will ensure that there are no traitors in the outermost layer. In this way, we can isolate the risks. Besides, this is a public place and the largest performance venue in Tokyo. Anyone who rushes here must consider the consequences. When the time comes, we can notify the police. And they will definitely send people here. As long as we ensure that there are no problems with the 3-layer defense and do not let any risky people approach Tawana, the police department can add another layer of defense on the outermost of our 3-layer defense. In this way, we can basically ensure that there is no risk." Mitsui Shinmai on the side immediately said, "Odo-san, I think Mr. Wade's method is very good. We will deploy defenses here. As long as we strictly follow Mr. Wade's plan and do a good job of defense, we will be able to ensure Tawana's safety." Mitsui Yoshitoka waved his hand and said calmly, "It's just the Yamaguchi-gumi and a bunch of second-rate gangs. There's no need to be so troublesome. I can easily intimidate them and make them go away honestly." Mitsui Shinmai hurriedly said, "Odo-san, those gang organizations are not so easy to control." Mitsui Shinmai was a little afraid of gangs like the Yamaguchi-gumi. As the largest gang organization in Japan, the Yamaguchi-gumi has at least tens of thousands of biker gang members under its command. Its social status and influence are extraordinary. It is said that in 2014, their annual revenue reached $60 billion. However, this calculation method is not scientific. In order to exaggerate the strength of the Yamaguchi-gumi and increase the gimmick of the news, the media deliberately attributed all the industries and related output values to them, thus obtaining an exaggerated number. For example, a street in Tokyo controlled by them has an annual output value of $100 million. And this $100 million will be attributed to the Yamaguchi-gumi by the media. But in fact, if this street is regarded as a subsidiary of the Yamaguchi-gumi, the first point is that the Yamaguchi-gumi cannot have a 100% controlling stake in this subsidiary. And at most, it can only hold 60%. Moreover, the $100 million is only the total output value, and various costs have not been deducted. This includes the real estate rental income of the entire Fengqing Street, decoration and related losses, water, electricity and gas costs, all drinks and food, and various raw material costs. It even includes the salary commissions of thousands of younger brothers and thousands of young ladies. Even the income of clinics that treat the diseases on Fengqing Street will be included. But in fact, of the $100 million of output value of the entire street, only $60 million is related to the Yamaguchi-gumi. And this $60 million, after deducting the above-mentioned various explicit and implicit costs, the profit that can be handed over to the Yamaguchi-gumi headquarters as net profit will also be greatly reduced. After all, there are hundreds or thousands of people to support on this street. And this part of the cost alone is an astronomical figure. And various relationships must be managed. Therefore, after deducting all costs, the net profit attributable to the parent company of the Yamaguchi-gumi can only be a few million at most. On one side is $100 million, and on the other hand, there is a few million in profit. According to this ratio, the net profit of the Yamaguchi-gumi in a year is at most a few $100 million. However, their strength lies in the fact that it can feed tens of thousands of people, from small minions to middle and senior leaders. And at the same time, it can still make hundreds of millions of dollars in profit.